Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time here, I'd like to say welcome home. My name is Inyolo Amotosho. I am a Christian YouTuber based in Lagos, Nigeria. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by once again. Alright, so today I'm just going to be sharing a few lessons that I've learned in this past 1 week. So let me give you the background gist. Normally, I used to be a movie lover, right? I just found movie to be my go-to. Anytime something is worrying me, I just watch a movie and I feel good. But knowing that I spend a lot of my time that I could have spent being productive watching movies last year, I decided to cut down movies this year. My goal, I said I was going to watch nothing more than 10 movies, and I'm really glad I'm doing well so far. At this point, I think I'm really getting used to not even watching movies. Like, I've only watched one movie this year, and that was because I had to follow a friend, right? We picked going to the cinemas, what we should do for the day apart from that. And in fact, it was a waste of money. That movie was a waste of money, but let me not call them out. Anyways, so I decided that instead of watching movies, why not just watch other things that would at least improve my mentality and all of that. So yes, and fortunately for me, I have someone that is oriented in that way, right? He is a lover of all these things, right? If you are not listening to a message, then you are listening to something that is actually going to make you better at the long run, right? So last week or 2 weeks ago, he was watching a leaders conference, right? And then I joined him to watch it, and it was actually amazing, right? And I went back home and I went back to watch these things over again by myself, right? And I really gained a lot, and I'm just going to be sharing very few lessons with you. So yes, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, lesson number 1. Without bravery, you can't do much for God. And this is pointing to me. Let me point it out here that whatever I'm saying is, I'm also talking to myself, right? It's not like I've gotten it all figured out. In fact, for my previous video, you know that I'm still trying to figure out this whole adulthood thing, right? So I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. Like I said, I might not be where I want to be, but I'm so glad that I'm not where I used to be, right? So yes, back to what I was saying, without bravery, you can't do much for God. I feel a lot of people, God give them ideas, right? But the bravery is the problem. The boldness to actually push, the boldness to actually go for it. I feel that's my problem, or that used to be my problem, right? Even this YouTube I'm doing right now, I used to think I was not bold. I could not go for it, right? That was why after posting how many videos, I just thought, like, I'm not doing this, I'm even out of ideas. I just kept giving myself excuses as to why I wouldn't make a video. But the main thing was because I was not bold enough, I was not brave enough. So without bravery, you can't do much for God, basically. So forget yourself. So far God gave you that idea, then go for it. Go for it. It's better to fail than to not try at all. Number 2, I really love this one. God gave the power of imagination to create your future. If you do not use it, the devil will perverse it for you. God gave us the power of imagination. This is something I've heard it over and over and over again, thanks to the person that has been saying it. So the power of imagination. I used to think, what is it about imagining? Okay, fine, I'm imagining. What is it doing to me? Right? But it says that God was the one that gave us the power of imagination to create your future. So in the spirit realm, you are creating those things you want to see, right? Such that when you create it so much in the spirit realm, it becomes a part of you, and in fact, it's almost more tangible than the physical things that you can see, right? The Bible tells us how God told Abraham that he should look at the stars of the earth. Like, look at the stars. If you can count it, that's how much his descendants will be. I don't know if I'm getting that right, but I'm going to put the scriptures there on your screen for you to see, right? So God gave Adam that platform to see, to imagine, right? And I feel that's one power that we have as humans, the power to imagine and create things in our minds such that those things you are creating, it becomes so tangible to you till it becomes real in the physical realm, right? So I learned that. I've been hearing over and over and over again, but I think once again it really hits this time around. And that's one thing about teachings, right? It's not, there's nothing new that you are hearing. It's just that the emphasis does something to you, it does something to your spirit, man. And I think that's what this is for me. Create it till you see it, right? Yes, so that's the second one. Number 3, when God puts an idea in your mind, you can never tell how big it will become until you pursue it. Yes, this, I think, is kind of related to the first one. Without bravery, you can't do much for God, right? If God puts an idea in your mind, you can never know. God told me, do this, but I'm like, God, do you know this person? There's this person that is already doing this. This person is already here, and you want me to be starting from the scratch? How? You already know this person. Who am I? Who am I? I can't do this, God. You know, just start giving God excuses. But if it's God, then of course He has a reason for putting that idea in your mind, right? You never know how much you are going to go. You never know how much that idea is going to go if you do not try it out, right? So it says the turnaround may not happen immediately, but just as a woman gets pregnant, she conceives, right? And after 9 months, she delivers. The process might be long, but surely you're going to see the results. It might not turn around immediately, but slowly, surely, you're going to see the results. So far it is God, then push for it. Number 4, capacity is built. I inserted this myself because this was something I heard in my spirit some weeks back or some months back. Said capacity is built, and this was the illustration I saw. So there were 2 containers. The first one was a small container. The other one was large, right? It was big, and the small one was filled with water to the brim. In fact, it was overflowing. The big container was empty. So when the water in the small container was poured into the large container, it was discovered that it didn't even reach half of that big container. And the explanation I got from this is capacity is built. You never know how much you can do, right? If there are limitations, right? With the limitations, you don't know how much you can hold and what you can carry. So what seems to be like a lot, you discover that when your capacity increases, it's actually nothing. So we have to build capacity to be able to accommodate other things. You'll not be able to put into a container more than it can contain, right? So you have to enlarge yourself. You have to increase your capacity to be able to hold more substance, to be able to hold more things. I hope you get that. Yeah, so capacity is being built. Lastly, the last one I'd like to share with us is you cannot be defined by circumstances and situations that were designed to be your inspiration, not your limitation. So, an illustration, an example was given here, right? How some people will be like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. But when you see other people doing it, what's your excuse? You'll be like, ah, can't do this because, but then you when you really think about it, you see that people in worse situations than you think you are actually doing that same thing, and they are doing so well. They are making it to be their source of inspiration. Hoban's, as an example, wasn't defined by, he didn't let his situation, didn't let his circumstance define him. He didn't say, oh, I can't see, how am I going to be playing the music, how am I going to be playing the keyboard, how am I going to be producing music and all of that. No, he made it to be a source of inspiration for him, not a limitation. Right? And the pastor said something. He said we actually need to redefine who the real disabled is. Is it the person that can see yet is not doing what is meant to do, or the person that cannot see and is actually doing what is meant to do? So no matter what you are going through, let it not be something, let it not be what is holding you back. See it as a source of inspiration and not your limitation, and go for it. I believe everything I've said connected one way or the other, if I'm right. Anyways, that's going to be the end of today's video. If you have one or two things to add to anything I've said, please do well to put it in the comments section. I'd really love to hear your feedback and all of that, and all that you'd have to say. All right, it doesn't have to be this. Maybe you have more lessons that you've learned and you also like people to see, right? So do well to put it in the comment section. All right, guys, so that'll be the end of today's video. Till we meet again, do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, of course, subscribe, share with your family, your friends, your loved ones, everyone. And also turn on your post notification if you haven't done so that you'll be notified when a new video is being posted. Like I said, there's going to be more consistency, so you really do not want to miss out on all the sweet things that I'm going to be bringing to this channel. So yes, once again, thank you so much, and bye guys.